This video was recorded live before a canned studio audience. It's Friday Night Movie Reviews, and here they are, Chris and Keith.
Hi, how are you doing? I'm Keith,
I'm Chris.
and this is Friday Night Movie Reviews. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you coming and watching because we like it whenever you watch. We like to see our viewership go up. So listen, continue to watch, please. So we are reviewing a movie that we went and saw together. We actually did see this one together, and I actually took my wife to see it with us. And
Yeah, it was an experience. We had a full crowd of people in there, and we're talking. We didn't even see like the IMAX one either.
right,
I was surprised at how many people were in there, but I guess I shouldn't be. It is James Cameron. After
Right,
all, you're talking to the guy who did, I don't know, little movies like Titanic, Terminator 2, the original Avatar,
Right.
Avatar 2.
exactly.
So clearly we saw Blue Man Group. I mean, Avatar 3. Sorry, I had to throw that joke in there.
Yeah, we saw the new Avatar movie, Avatar: Fire and
And
Ash, the one that is the third installment in the Avatar series, the Avatar franchise. So let's get into this. Let's review this and let people know what we think about it. So the basic premise of the movie is that Jake Sully and his family are with the water people.
Yep.
And the big marine guy, he comes back after them with a vengeance.
Yes, he is back.
And not only does he come back with a vengeance, but he brings I guess to put it in the words from Tombstone, he brings hell with him, basically.
Yeah, we finally, because each one of these movies we've gotten an element. The first one was obviously wind, the second one was water, this one was fire. So we finally get to meet the fire tribes.
Right.
And so we've not seen them before. They're the ones that live, I guess, near the volcano and everything else. And we find out what kind of people they are, and they do. Even with the water Navi, they don't look like the air Navi. There are distinct differences, and I can tell you that the fire people are no exception. They actually look more animalistic in nature.
They do
than the other two races of the Navi.
Very, very kind of very, very native. Very native, and this movie has gotten a lot of bad publicity and a lot of bad vibes from people thinking that it's making fun of or kind of poking at the Native American Indians, and I don't really think it does.
No, they don't do the whoa 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 thing. They don't do none of that.
They're not doing any of that. It's not disgracing them at all.
No,
it's not doing any of that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's doing that kind of thing. But the basic gist of the movie is they have to basically survive against the big bad marine guy who comes back after them, and what he brings with him, and it's the fire tribe.
Yeah, yep. So you continue the lore keeps on growing with this movie. We're finally getting to see, another new tribe, and they're finally the bad tribe of Navi, because up until this point, all the Navi have all been on the same side. They've been good. They have their differences between water and air, but they get along. There's no infighting as far as that goes. So it's finally nice to see that there actually is an evil Navi as well.
Right.
And where they've turned away from the goddess of their planet. Basically, they've turned their way from that, and they've turned their back on them, and they've become more animals because of it.
Exactly, they've become more animalistic and primitive. And from the trailer, you actually see the head of the tribe. Your goddess has no dominion here. So they are like totally against that Awa thing.
And I recently found out who was actually playing the the fire lady. It's actually the lady that from Game of Thrones who played Robb Stark's wife that got killed during the Red Wedding. Sorry, spoilers.
Oh.
Yeah, great actress.
Nice.
When I found out it was her, and they she actually put on the motion capture stuff and actually filmed those scenes herself. I was like, okay, all right, good choice. I liked her for the brief time that she was on Game of Thrones, because I was never a fan of Robb Stark. I'm like, there's no way he would have gotten her. No way. No. Sorry, I'm not a Robb Stark fan. I was totally Jon Snow all the way.
Right,
Sorry.
right.
But yeah, it's a great actress playing the role, and she finally our evil baddie, the Marine, he finally finds his female counterpart to be just as evil as him.
They're basically two peas in a pod.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Right.
The emotion part's still there. They're still dealing with the loss of their son from the previous movie. I'm sorry if you haven't seen. You probably should be watching the review for the third one if you haven't seen the first two. I should just go ahead and preface that.
Right.
So if you're here, I'm sorry if I'm spoiling The Way of Water. I have to, but they're dealing with that. The movie is still solidly about family, which I think. That's the reason why these movies are garnered towards families. And I think that's why the appeal after all these years, Avatar has not lost that.
Right. Now, I will say this. If you have not seen the previous two movies, do not go and see this one, because this one will make absolutely no sense without seeing the first two.
Yeah, they don't do a recap. You're not going to get any of that.
And if you say, well, I'll just watch the second one and go see the third one. No, because the second one will make absolutely no sense without the first one. You have to watch the previous two movies for this one to make any sense at all. Otherwise, you're going to come out of the theater and you're going to be like, that movie sucked.
You're going to be missing a lot of the emotional weight too, because you won't have all that contextual stuff leading into it. And that's a problem with when you have a franchise of movies, and this is the third sequel in the franchise. You
become invested in the characters.
Exactly.
And if you don't watch the other two, you're not invested in the characters, and it's not going to matter to you, and it's going to make no sense.
Yeah, so don't go into these blind. That's always especially when you get deep into a franchise, do not go into one blind if you haven't seen the other ones.
Especially one as detailed as this. Yeah, this is a very detailed franchise.
Yeah, these are very detailed, very epic movies. They're long. And I think that's why I think a lot of people probably
shy away
from the end, because these are like Lord of the Rings. These are long movies.
I mean, this movie itself, in the theater, this movie itself is like over 3 hours long. Almost 3.5 hours long.
Yeah, so it's a long endeavor, and it's a large ask, especially with the newer generations who have shorter attention spans and everything else.
Listen, if you're of the TikTok generation where you're like flipping and scrolling through, doom scrolling, this movie's probably not for you, because there's going to be no doom scrolling in this one.
Believe me, I brought my 19-year-old cousin with it, and he struggled to get through it. He goes, I like the movie, but he goes, man, was it long. That was his. He said it was worth seeing, but he said it was just way too long, and that's the reason why we don't revisit Lord of the Rings with him.
Now, on the flip side of that, my wife has the attention span of a gnat, but she sat through not only the first extended version of the movie, but she wanted to watch the second movie as well right after. We watched that one, and we saw this one, and she sat and she just absorbed all three of those movies like a sponge.
Oh, and she loved them. I'm not used to seeing your wife's reaction to movies like that.
Right.
She really is invested in this franchise, and it goes to show that these are for families.
Right.
These movies really are.
Now, okay, so let's get into this part of it. Language. There was some language in it. I mean, it's got Marines in it. Marines are going to cuss.
Yeah, and the bad guys are gonna bad.
The bad guys are gonna bad. They're gonna use bad language, and they're gonna
do bad things.
They're gonna do bad things. They're gonna kill people.
And that happens.
And it happens.
And the heroes will respond in normal fashion by using some of them words and in those situations, because if your life's on the line, you're not gonna be saying golly jeepers.
Right.
You're gonna be using some other colorful language.
Oh, doo-doo.
Yeah, no.
none of that kind of stuff.
But, as far as the cussing goes, for a PG-13 movie, it is still kind of light. they use it when it's appropriate. It's not like they're doing it for the sake of
Right,
cursing, you know.
right. No adult situations. I
Absolutely
mean,
not.
these are CGI native people. Almost they're almost naked, but they're not.
They're Tarzan. They got
Right,
the loincloth and
right.
so they're
So
good.
you're not going to see any adult situations with it. There's no nudity in it. There's no even allusion to any of that kind of stuff in it.
No,
So you don't have to worry about that aspect.
it's strictly
the
violence,
the violence, and which is war violence, and the cussing, which is basically war cussing.
Yeah, and even before these movies were associated with Disney, like even in the original, there wasn't like blood
Right.
or anything like that. So you're not. So
Right.
if you got kids, you're worried about like seeing a Navi being blown into pieces. That's not going to happen. You know, it carries the tradition from the first one to now, where
Right.
people do die, and there's a lot of people that do die, and but they do it in a way that little kids can see it, absorb it, and then they won't be like traumatized for life.
And some of it, I mean, I hate to say this, but some of it, you're going to be like, yeah!
Yeah, honestly, yeah, you will. But yeah, so it's not a situation like when I was 7 years old and watched RoboCop. So it's not not one of those situations.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good.
Yeah, so it's not that anywhere even near that kind of violence. So and unless you're just averse from your kids seeing any kind of violence, I said maybe this is not the movie for you.
Yeah,
But
maybe not.
But this is on the lighter side of PG-13. We just reviewed a movie just before this one where it was on a little bit on the heavier side of PG-13. So PG-13 is kind of like that gray area.
You're right.
With determining how much of your family can go see it. But I will preface in saying that I think I could easily take a small child and see this movie.
Right.
The only thing that would concern, if your child cannot sit through a long movie, it might be a little bit more difficult. I noticed that your son, he went and saw the second one with us, but he was Robloxing it up at home.
Yeah, he was really he was distracting himself with this movie.
Yeah.
He didn't want to go and see it anyway from the get-go. So
yeah, so
anyway.
I mean, so we couldn't convince him. So unfortunately, we will not have his rating for the film.
Right.
So I know probably some of our fans out there look forward to seeing his ratings of the film.
right. But I mean, after it was over, I asked him about it, and he did say that he did like it, and that he gave it a high rating, but it wasn't like high as like Minecraft or something like that.
Yeah.
So let's get into this part of it. What did you actually think about it?
I thought it was good.
Was it worth the cash, or was it trash? That's the question we're answering next.
Well, for me personally, I thought it was worth the cash. I thought that the movie was good. It's a continuing story, so I didn't feel that it strayed from the other two ones. It felt thematically the same. All the acting was the same. The writing was the same. The pacing was the same as the other two movies. You are getting a lot of the same from the other two ones, especially with the action sequences and everything, and those can kind of drag on a little bit. So there's going to be a lot of familiarity. So for some of that people will be like, well, I need something new. But at least they are continuing the lore. We're learning more about their planet.
Right.
We're learning more about the different tribes that live there. If they weren't expanding the lore, then I would have had a problem with this sequel.
And learning more about what humans are actually doing there.
Yes, and see, they've been giving us bits and pieces as these movies going along, and I appreciate that at least they keep building upon it. If these movies ever became stagnant and they stopped building, I wouldn't care about them as much. But
it's not the building is not one of those things where it's like Batman has a new gadget to get him out of this situation, and you've never seen that gadget before. It actually makes sense.
Yes.
It actually does build on it, and it actually does not only add to it, but you can say, oh yeah, all right, I saw that coming.
Yep. We learn more about characters' motivations. We see character growth. We see character building. Even with the villains, we see character growth.
Right.
I like how you phrased it with the main villain. He had some Darth Vader moments in this one.
He does.
And I really like that. Stephen Lang, I've always liked him as an actor. He's one of the biggest driving forces why I've been watching these movies. I've liked him, everything he's done. He's a phenomenal actor, and he makes for a great villain, and he makes you want to hate him at times.
He really does. It
But-
makes you want to not just hate him, but reach through the screen and strangle him to death.
I mean, he does. But then at times it makes you laugh. I like he's just that good of an actor.
He makes you laugh in this movie, and then like you said that I had said earlier, he does have some Darth Vader moments where you want to reach in and strangle him, but then at the same time you're like, you can see the gears turning in his head, and you can see things kind of affecting him in ways that you're like, okay, maybe I don't want to strangle you to death. Maybe I just want to choke you until you pass out.
Yep, exactly. And then one of the other things I want to highlight is we're learning more about Awa, the goddess of the planet. We're learning more about Sigourney Weaver's daughter, and you get a bigger piece of this puzzle answered in this movie. We still haven't learned the full thing yet, totally.
Right.
But it was nice to get a little bit more confirmation on her character, and it'll keep you wanting to come back for the next sequel that they're obviously going to be working on. So I like that they're not just making us wait and just dropping the whole mystery on us all at once. They're giving us a little bit of piece at a time, and to keep you coming back.
And doing it very well, I would say.
Yeah.
Because like we said before, there are movies where it just, suddenly pops in and you're just like, it's one of those eye roll moments.
Somehow Palpatine has returned.
Right.
Yeah, it's one of those type of things.
Or how did I know he was going to have something to get him out of that situation?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's not like that. It's actually a build, like we said before, building on it and actually making it make sense.
But
so
all the emotional stuff is going on there. There's a lot of stuff going on with Sully's wife. She clearly has her thing going on, and it was very real to real life situation, because I turned to both of them and they both laughed when I referred to her as a certain word. They both got a good chuckle out of that because it was true.
Yeah.
And so it has a lot of thematic things that are actually that are true to real life, and I think that's what keeps the connection with these movies going. So for me, yes, definitely worth the cash. I really like the movie. It's a continuing story. But I want it to keep evolving and keep showing me more. Maybe give me a little bit more different stuff during the battles. That's really my only real criticism of the movie.
Right.
Give me something a little bit different.
Right. So I'm kind of with you. I liked the movie. I enjoyed it. It was a fun kind of movie. There were moments in it that really tug at your heartstrings. There were times when I looked over ICM because I heard and she's wiping tears from her eyes. So there are those kind of moments that really tug at your heartstrings. There are moments where, like we said about the main bad guy, where you look at him and you can see, hey, he actually does care.
Yeah.
There are those moments in it. That's what I'm referring to as the Darth Vader moments, is when Darth Vader realizes, hey, you know what? I'm not really that bad of a guy. And that's kind of what happens with this. You see those moments, and he does such a great job of interpreting those moments on his face and on screen.
Oh, absolutely. And they're computer generated characters.
Yeah, these
too.
are computer generated characters.
Yeah,
but they nail it.
They nail it.
They nail it.
I can still see the acting going through it, and it goes to show from the motion capture they do with the actors and everything else. It shines through that
really
performance. Does. And even with the actual still human actors we have in it, the young man that plays Spider, I'm looking forward to see what he's going to do with his career.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there the whole time. If Spider dies, I'm going to riot. I have an attachment for this young man. Like he's a good character.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that we may eventually get a Jedi moment.
Maybe something like that.
I would hope. Maybe we'll just have to see.
Maybe so.
But yeah,
I had fun with this movie. This was a good movie. It was one that is worth seeing. But I will say this, it was a lot of the same from the second movie. I'm ready for them to move away from the water people.
Yes,
I'm ready for them to leave those people behind. We've had two whole movies. We've had 6 whole hours, 7 if you want to count the half hours. We've had 7 hours of water people.
Yeah, and air stuff.
I'm tired of water people.
I want some desert. Give me some dune now.
I
I want some sandworms.
I
want
something.
something.
Tuscan Raiders or something.
Yeah,
I want something different besides the water people. Let's go back to the forest and let's go climb back up in some trees or something.
Give us some indoor, basically.
Because the water people is getting old.
It is.
It's getting very old.
It was almost like part two, basically.
Right.
That's the way it kind of felt. And,
right. Part 2.5.
But yeah, you can see what I meant by like the battles.
Right.
I felt like I was just watching the battles from the second movie.
Exactly. But it's a bigger ship. Okay.
Oh, and a bigger fish.
It's a bigger fish. But there again.
Oh, and you're doing the air thing again. I'm like, all right, I've seen it. I want some more fire. Give me some more fire stuff or something. I was hoping more of that.
Yeah, I was too.
And they didn't have like their own special animals or
right,
anything.
Right.
I'm like, nah, they need to have like some like dragon looking things or something. That's what I was really hoping for.
Exactly. So it was, don't take that and say, well, I'm not going to go and spend 3 hours and watch it. No, this is a good movie. It does play in with the other two, and it is a great sequel to the other two movies. The thing is, it's just a lot of the same stuff, and it can get old kind of quick. And I'm just ready for them to move on. That's all I'm trying to say. As far as like sodas go, how many sodas would you give this one?
Because it is more of the same, but I mean, there are still thematic things holding me in place, like Stephen Lang's performance and Spider. I'm still going to give this one like a solid like 7.5, somewhere in there. No higher than that. Because I really, for this next sequel, because I know there's going to be another one. This one's already made $1 billion. There will be a part 4. Give me something different. I'm ready for. Give me some more lore building, even more than you've done in this one.
I agree. And I agree with you with the rating. I would give this one probably 7 buckets of popcorn. And a lot of that, it does not come from the lack of action, doesn't come from none of that. It comes from, it felt like more of a lot of the same of the second movie.
Like we were just watching the extended version of the second one.
Right, yeah. The super extended version, the 3 hours extended version of the second movie. But that is the only reason why I would give it a 7. If it wasn't just because of that, then I would probably give it an even higher rating than that. So how many bowls of rice would you give it, babe?
For 3, I would give 8 or 9.
8 or 9?
The first one, the second one, I give 11 out of 10.
Yeah. So she gives my wife gives the first 2 movies and 11 out of 10 bowls of rice. And she gives this one a 9 bowls of rice out of it. So this one really, these movies have really grabbed her. And remember, like I told you before, she has the attention span of a gnat.
Well, and she's not a big movie fan either.
She's not a real big movie fan.
And that really says a lot for her to give that rating.
For her to sit through a 3-hour movie, not just a single 3-hour movie,
not lose interest,
3,
not fall asleep,
but 3 3-hour movies. That's saying a lot.
Yeah,
and it really does say a lot about this one as well, because she was actually able to sit through this one as well.
That's that James Cameron magic right there. That's what that is.
Well, there's our cue to go.
Yep. Remember to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Every subscription helps our channel grow, and we want to continue to make great content for you. Remember to hit that bell notification for when our next video drops. And as always, thank you for watching.
Please spread the gospel of our channel and let your friends and family know about it, because we really do want to bring you more content. We really do like reviewing movies for you. I'm sure you kind of like watching it, or you wouldn't be watching. So listen, this was a good movie. It was great. Go and watch it. Even if you have a short attention span, I'm sure there will be something there to grab your attention and keep you, like it did my wife. So grab some friends, grab some family. You guys head to the theater, get your tickets early, get your popcorn and your Cokes, sit down, and remember, when you're watching, Enjoy your movie.